Yo, good evening, everyone from the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Greginator, YouTuber, the Unstoppable Independent Podcaster, host with the most, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York, and you are now listening to the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, episode 16. And we got a great show, an excellent show for you today. First and foremost, sorry if you hear me just trying to clear my throat and stuff. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, now we are live and direct from StreamYard and YouTube alongside with Instagram Live, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the podcast show page, which is what I'm using. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss a fucking beat. All right. And speaking of missing a beat, you can also grab the subscribe button on Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast Sports Edition Show YouTube channel page. And make sure you press the noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Share the episodes, share the videos. Be sure to download your favorite episodes, tell a friend to another friend, and then I will go over the audio streaming platforms on the go at the end of the show. All right. Now, a little mental health checking before I even get into this. How I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, you ask. I'm actually doing excellent so far because just yesterday, I just recorded the 120th episode of my number one show, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast. In case you guys didn't check it out, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is G Money Stacks 555, and all the episodes are going to be listed and posted. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to make it past 100, and I didn't think I was going to actually make it past 50 episodes of my other show, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, which will be recorded tomorrow. Um, and it just feels so surreal to me, and I'm just soaking it up like a piece of sponge. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it and another thing I want to actually add to is that success comes from within yourself. It doesn't come from celebrities or famous people or whatever. But you know what? I do want to say something actually before we even get into the show though. Now, I did notice a posting on the gram the other day, and this is in regards to the homie B Live actually. And when I saw the post in regards to his reboot podcast, the In the Loop NYC podcast, um it was a chart where it has males, females, and all these other groups in there. And he was kind of the here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I think I should say this though. It takes time for not just the men to listen to your podcast shows. It also takes time for women to get to not only, you know, know your story topics, um know each episode has different stories and stuff like that. It like it takes time for women to like your stuff. I mean, look, not everybody's gonna like your stuff. I used to feel that way myself too when I first started my number one show, which is already successful already. 120 episodes in the books. Who knew I was gonna make it this far? And then with my second show, Meticulous Values Podcast, 53 episodes already. and and with this one, I'm actually doing the best I can because I'm covering sports stories and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the best I can to actually grow this sports podcast as well, though. Um, and by the way, you can't rush the process, though. You know what I'm saying? You just have to, everybody has a lane. Everybody has a lane and stuff like that. So don't feel bad, be live. I was in the same situation as you when I started my podcast, and I didn't think a lot of men or women was going to actually like my podcast shows. Well, so far two, actually actually so it's three, and there's four women that like my that like my podcast, which makes it seven. You know what I mean? And and by the way, if you guys are interested in checking out Bilaw's podcast, which is In the Loop NYC podcast, you guys are more welcome to check his stuff out on Spotify, Anchor, and whatever you get your podcast shows that you listen to on streaming platforms. All right. Um. So yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to actually say this in terms of, because he's a cool friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. And by the way, I'm gonna actually say this at the end of the show too. So I'm gonna save my thoughts on that one at the end of the show. So listen, right now he has 3 episodes out right now. So y'all can go check it out right now. Um, you know what I mean? So there you go, right there. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged because the women didn't like your podcast. I'm like in the same boat as you. I noticed that women didn't like my sports podcast because there's some women out there that's not really into sports, and there's some that's also into sports. So I kind of get it. But you know, months forward as we go into 2022, especially the springtime and the summertime, I'm pretty sure like I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, man. You just gotta trust the fucking process. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. That's the only thing I could say right there, though, man. So you guys check out B Live's show In the Loop NYC podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and whatever you get your podcasts and stuff. All right. So there you go, right there. Now we are gonna go into a little segment that I like to call the quick, the quick side bleacher bar. All right. Let's give it a little noise up in here, man. All right. All right. So, first subject, Shacarri Richardson. All right. Yes, Shacarri Richardson. All right. So check this out. Track star Shacarri Richardson has alluded to racial discrimination by the International Olympic committee after news broke of a Russian Olympian being allowed to compete despite testing positive for a banned substance. Richardson, who was suspended and unable to compete in the 2021 Tokyo Games after testing positive for marijuana, took to Twitter to share her reaction to ice skater and gold medal favorite Kamila Valieva being given a pass to compete in the ongoing Beijing Games. Can we get a solid answer on the difference of her situation and mine? Richardson tweeted in response to a clip about the topic. My mother died and I can't run and was also favored to place top three. The only difference I see is I'm a black young lady. Hmm. So USA Today says on Twitter is the decision to allow Valieva to continue competing at hashtag Beijing 2022 despite a failed drug test. It's just a slap in the face to all those athletes doing it the right way, says C. Brennan Sports. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a tough one right here. This is a tough one. Valieva, who tested positive for tr- trim trimethazidine, a banned substance normally used for heart complications, is believed to increase stamina, making it a performance enhancing drug. In Richardson's case, marijuana use is considered substance abuse by the IOC. However, being that Valieva is under 16 years old and considered a protected person by the World Anti-Doping Agency, her case was given special consideration as the Court of Arbitration for Sport decided that keeping her from competing would cause her irreparable irreparable harm. Okay, Richardson was not the only figure to question the IOC and WADA's decision, as the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee deemed it another chapter in the systemic and pervasive disregard for clean sport by Russia. Yeah, this is a tough one right here, man, and I'm not too sure if I want to actually get into deep in the whole race thing because I because this is not one of those this is not one of those shows where I actually talk about the whole racism thing and all that other stuff, which is kind of weird. I don't know, man. It's for me, it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's very weird for me because look, if you are hold on, folks, if you are an athlete, right, for the Olympics or any other typical sport whatsoever, right, you're taking you're taking some type of substance, knowing that there's going to be a drug test behind it. Now, if you took the drug test and then you failed, of course you're gonna be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not even look. A lot of times you can't use the whole fucking you can't use the whole fucking privilege shit and the fucking race shit as an excuse. What does race have to do with being held accountable for a substance that you took in the Olympics? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous, man. Like, come on. Enough with the fucking racial draft bullshit, man. and take responsibility for your damn actions. All right, let's move on off of this shit right here. Um, Look, let's move on to the next one right here. Um, okay, so um, we have to really talk about yeah, let's talk about the Knicks. All right. So, okay, the Knicks arrived in Hollywood Thursday night, devoid of any stars to start their 5-game Western trip. No rising stars, no current stars. On Thursday, the NBA released its All Star reserves, and Julius Randle was shut out as expected, denying him a chance of a second straight appearance in the All Star game, which will take place February 20th in Cleveland. Nah, Randle said when asked if he's disappointed, I'm trying to win games. That's what I get paid to do, win games. Randall missed out on a $600,000 All Star bonus. Knicks coach Tom, what is it? Tom Thibodeau said Randall is treated like an All Star considering the attention he's paid by opposing defenses. But the coach said he didn't get the selection from the coaching vote because the Knicks 24-28 record, which currently has them out of Eastern Conference play in round. Hold on a second, folks. I don't know what's going on with this. One moment, please. Okay. In any given year, there's always a number of guys who are deserving and don't get it. Um, Thibodeau said, "There's not enough spots for guys who have had all-star type years. A big part of that is the success of the team. I know from voting it's a tough position for coaches to be in. You get down to the end and you are wrestling with it. You got 3 or 4 guys in 2 spots or 1 spot. You are saying how am I going to determine who actually gets there? Usually the next criteria is what's the impact on the team. What team is doing better?" Asked if Randall is playing at an all-star level, Ty Bordeaux said, excuse me, he said in quote, "Yeah, when you look at all the things that he does, our team hasn't played up to what we should be playing up to. There's a lot of things that go into it. Randall's biggest decrease numbers wise is his 3-point shooting, which was dropped from 41.4% to 30.3%. Randall, who didn't speak to the press following the Knicks loss to Memphis on Wednesday, explained why he went into the Grizzlies huddle to pick up a double technical with Desmond Bain, who pushed him. Randall also picked up a second technical with 34 seconds left, leading to an automatic ejection. I do it all the time when coming out of timeout, Randall said. I try to, I guess, cheat almost and see what the other team is running. and I kind of snuck over there to their bench to try to see what was on the board. Bane kind of pushed me. I pushed him back. That was it. LeBron James has missed the Lakers' past 5 games with knee irritation. He's in danger of missing the game Sunday, which would mean not playing against the Knicks for a second straight season. He didn't play either um, game last season and missed the Garden match on November 23rd. Um, you okay? Hold on. You prepare both ways. Thibodeau said. Whether he plays or doesn't play, you have to plan. You have to have plan in place if he plays and one if he doesn't play. Former Nick Carmelo Anthony hurt his hamstring against the Clippers on Thursday and likely will be out too. Damn. That has to suck, man. That's gotta suck though, man. Um and speaking of sucking, we have to talk about the whole thing with hang on a second, man. Okay, we need to talk about the struggles with the Knicks, man. We gotta talk about the struggles with the Knicks. So check this out. Um okay, so this is according to Fleming Hive Sports. All right. All right. So where do I start when it comes to what's wrong with the New York Knicks? This team has blown three 20 point three 20 point no, excuse me, 320 plus point leads in just 11 days. 11, damn. On February 5th, the Knicks went into Los Angeles to face the Lakers and managed to be up by as much as 21 points early on in the second quarter. The Knicks ended up losing 122 to 115 in overtime, while RJ Barrett dropped a career high 36 points. On February 12th, the Knicks faced the Portland Trailblazers on the road, and New York were up by 23 points in the third quarter. Almost everything was going well for the Knicks, but they found a way to blow the lead and lose 112 to 103 to a struggling Blazers team. How does that happen? how does that how does that shit happen, man? How does that happen, man? Then last night, the Knicks came off a disgusting loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder at home on Monday night, and then had to face the Brooklyn Nets. Now, this Nets team are without Durant, Kyrie, and Simmons, but managed to erase the Knicks' 28-point lead and end up winning 111 to 106. Now you may be thinking, how could a team blow these many leads over and over again? In my eyes, it's all starts with the rotations being put out on the court by the head coach. After the Knicks did not make any moves at the trade deadline, it seemed as though they were content with the players being put out on the court every game. The only problem with that is Tom Thibodeau giving minutes to the veterans that have no meaning to this team now and going forward. Players like Alec Burks, Kemba Walker, and Taj Gibson should not be getting more minutes than Obi Toppin, um, Emmanuel Quickly, and Miles McBride. McBride. Let the young guys play if you see that the veterans aren't doing the job every night. The New York Knicks made a trade a couple of weeks ago before the trade deadline for Cam Reddish. Big mistake. In that deal, the Knicks gave up a protected 2022 first round draft pick and Kevin Knox for the youngster from Duke. There were reports that um, Thibodeau was not a fan of the trade. The reports came out at the noticing um, Tibbs was not giving Reddish a decent amount of minutes. In his first three appearances for the Knicks, he combined for a total of just 20 minutes on the court. In his last six appearances for New York, Reddish has averaged 13.6 minutes per game, and that is mainly because RJ Barrett has been out for the last four games with an ankle injury. Where do the Knicks go from here? Good question. Good question. Good question right there, man. Anyway, it is going to be interesting to see what happens to minutes of certain players once Derrick Rose makes his way back on the court. Once Rose went down, Quentin Grimes has been more involved in more involved with the Knicks rotations, and hopefully um Thibodeau keeps it like that. Grimes has averaged around 23 minutes per game since December 16th. Of course, Derrick Rose injury, and has averaged 10.2 points per game since then as well. Kemba Walker needs to be let go from the New York Knicks immediately. The fact that he's in the starting lineup every single game is just unacceptable, especially with having better options to fill in that spot. Kemba Walker was an experiment coming into this season, and it has been a complete failure. Um, Thibodeau continues to state that players need to deserve minutes, but is putting Kemba in the starting lineup while having a better option like Emmanuel quickly filling in and Rose off the bench with the second unit. Yeah, my dream starting five for the rest of the year um would be point guard Emmanuel Quickly, shooting guard Evan Fournier, um, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and center is Mitchell Robinson. My second dream unit off the bench for the rest of the year would be Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes, Cam Radish, Obi Toppin, Nerlens Noel. A man can only dream. It still amazes me that the Knicks did not trade away older players like Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel, but they are still here, and it is very hard to see Tom Thibodeau not including them in rotations, especially to close out games. Ladies and gentlemen, we have yet to even hit the All-Star break, and this season has been a disaster. Put your seatbelts on and prepare for a bumpy ride during the second half of the season. Yo, I actually was talking to somebody on Instagram. I commented on something on the gram actually. This was months ago actually. Um and and it was a video clip of Madison Square Garden when the Knicks play. And I was like, the last time the last time the Knicks won a championship was like in the 1960s and the 1970s. Damn, and you wonder why the fucking Knicks is garbage right now, man. And I'm pretty sure they're not gonna make it to the playoffs, man. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna make it to the playoffs though, man. And all of a sudden though, man, you got these veteran players on your team, and they're not doing shit. And you wonder why, the whole team's ending up falling flat on their fucking face. And you wonder why I had to play the sound effect. Because they oh man. And you wonder why, man. I had to play that sound effect though, man. It just goes to show that it's like why keep the veteran players when you know the younger players got more speed than the veteran players. I hate to say it, but you know it's true. And the more and the part that I just read that it was unacceptable. Of course, it's unacceptable. Like, what you mean? Like, come on. They need to get that shit together, man. Because them not going to the playoffs is they're already falling off the cliff like Thelma and Louise driving the car off the damn cliff to the fucking Grand Canyon. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to fucking do it, man, because it's so I had to do it, man. This is really I had to do this to make my damn point though, man. um oh man, this is crazy, man. This is an everyday struggle for these motherfuckers in the garden right there. Oh man. Oh my lord. That's something else, man. Oh my gosh. All right. So, okay. So, New York City Mayor Eric Adams spoke recently about his desire to loosen the COVID vaccine mandates in the five boroughs within the coming weeks. It's a hopeful sign for the future, and many were quick to connect that timeline with a potential playoff run for the Brooklyn Nets that would include Kyrie Irving playing home games, but the changes may not come on the Nets or Irving's timeline. Well, okay. We're going to what the hell is going on here, man? I'm sorry. Man, listen. This is ridiculous, man. Hold on a minute. Hold on, folks. Hold on a second, folks. I'm trying to look for something. This is crazy. Hold on. Yeah. Um, yeah, okay. Okay, Kyrie Irving. Hold on a minute. Why are you even showing this shit? Okay, can we not show this? Okay, here we go. Um, Yes. So it's a hopeful sign for the future, and many were quick to connect that timeline with a potential playoff run for the Brooklyn Nets that would include Kyrie Irving playing home games. But the changes may not come on the Nets or Irving's timeline. Um, and Chris Milholland on Twitter says, Eric Adams, within these next few weeks, you are going to see May of these mandates dissipate. So when my doctors tell me Eric is good to peel back another layer, we're going to pull back another layer. Not sure what that means, but let's keep going. The real game we're fighting is a game of safety and health. And we're going to make the right decision for New Yorkers, Adams said during a morning interview on Pix 11. He said, in quote, I want that championship ring, but not at the expense of making sure we shut down our city again. And if it falls in line, it falls in line. If it's not, we got to make the right decision for New Yorkers. While Adams desires the city to return to some form of normalcy, he was very clear that he will not take this decision lightly when it comes to a decision about loosening the vaccine mandate. Adams has been vocal that he will trust the science and won't do anything that puts the city in a position where it may again be subjected to another potential lockdown. Yeah, we can't have another fucking lockdown. We don't want a sequel to a fucking lockdown, man. People are fatigued. Hold on, let me just put myself on here, man. Listen, man, people are tired of 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 being fatigued and worrying about a second lockdown, which in terms of like you have to think about people's jobs being at stake again if this was to happen again. Like unemployment was no joke, man. And people losing their jobs, people committing suicide and all that other stuff. Like you gotta think about that as well. Also, you have to think about the hardworking people in those hospitals that's like working very hard to get to take care um the lives of patients, especially those who are infected with the coronavirus disease 2019. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, look, everybody knows. Everybody knows that yes, we do have natural antibodies and shit like that. That's understandable. But here's the thing about natural antibodies. Natural antibodies are not invincible to the multiple battles of variants that's been discovered. And I am going to talk about that in like my other show next week. It's crazy that they found another variant in Denmark and on these other places. And it's not just South Africa either. We're not out of the fucking woods yet, man. Everything is not all kumbaya and shit, man. So look, man, we cannot have another second lockdown. And also you gotta think about the fucking the people in the hospitals, man. I got a homegirl of mine who works in a hospital in Flushing, Queens, and she lost tons of patients because they had the coronavirus disease 2019. That shit is not a joke, man. That shit is no joke at all. I don't want to get that disease, and I'm pretty sure many of you out there don't want to get that shit, don't want to get that dangerous disease either. So please be mindful of the people that are working hard at those hospitals, especially dealing with the losses of so many patients of this dangerous disease that's going on right now. We're already dealing with another battle of multiple variants, man. Like come on, man. Like seriously. Get the shit together and stop making fucking excuses with fucking conspiracy theories, okay? Enough of the fucking conspiracy theories and shit and all the other stuff, all right? I had enough with that shit, man. All right. Okay, so check this. The number of reported cases continue to dwindle, and while the mandates have not changed as of yet, there is a clear hope that they will come sometime in the near future. It just won't necessarily be based on the Nets' desired timeline. Brooklyn would obviously like the changes to occur as soon as possible, so their star point guard Irving, who has declined to be vaccinated, can return to the hardwood at Barclays Center. Irving has only suited up for 14 of the Nets' 60 games played so far. Having him back would be of the utmost importance for the Brooklyn Nets as they prepare for a playoff push. Currently, the eighth seed in the Eastern Conference, the Nets know they have plenty of room to improve and will attempt to do just that over their final 22 games with or without Irving. It would be easier with his help, though, of course, as the team is already missing both Durant with a knee injury and Ben Simmons, conditioning. While Adams' vaccine mandate changes may not coincide with the desires of the Nets, it coincidentally is looking like the changes will be put into place by the start of the NBA playoffs. Hopefully, Irving and the team will be able to build the proper chemistry on the court needed to succeed in the postseason. Changes coming, just not on the Brooklyn Nets clock. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So hold on a minute here. There's a couple of comments that I see here. So this person says, the CDC has changed the mask mandate, yet Adams still refuses to do so. So much for following the science. Science, when did that start mattering? They are not ready for this nonsense to end. They have they haven't caused enough damage and seized enough power yet. I'd wish they just let us know so we could all give up and stop trying and just become wards of the state. They can't be this dumb to not notice how much they have destroyed and how much power they have taken and the precedents they have set. Most people aren't even noticing how much they have already lost under the banner of staying safe. It is amazing that either people had no ambition or just don't care. Sad, sad, sad. The mayor is a beard. Man, listen. The fact that the mayor is allowing the New York City public school system to just roll down the mask outdoor as of tomorrow, as uh, wait, hold on, as of tomorrow, as is an indicator of how foolish he is. Just the New York City public schools system knows something that the FDA doesn't know, where the CDC. We have known now for over a year that the virus does not spread outdoors and the children aren't the lowest risk to begin with. So the idea that they are outdoors with cloth masks on, it's just insane. Again, it is these idiots these idiot people, including the man who really know nothing about science, deciding they do know about science. This is why we're doomed. We look we will look back at this and we will think these people are monsters, and we will all hang our heads and say what we didn't know either. What we didn't know better. What kind of like we're what we're doing right now in Russia. But we're good at we're good at that. We're good at acting guilty for what we swear we didn't know, but we do know. All right, I'm look. I'm gonna have to actually disagree with this shit though, man. I'm gonna have to disagree with this shit. Look, the man just got in office. Man, Eric Adams just got in office since January, man. Look, you can't expect overnight miracles to fucking happen, man. These things take time and it's a fucking process, okay? Like the whole mandate thing, man. Listen, you're not gonna be able to do all of that um overnight though. It's like, come on, man. Like seriously, seriously, man. As I said before, if we look, let me just say this though, man. Look, man, if we didn't have science class in schools and shit like that, we wouldn't have known about these fucking diseases or any other type of crazy organisms or any other type of shit whatsoever. So for a person to say that they don't care about science and shit, that just spells fucking ignorant, man. Like, why do you have to be so fucking ignorant about science, man? Science is based on data, is based on factual stuff. You can't you can't fake that shit. Like, come on. Look, if I could believe in the science and the way diseases work as far as how they multiply and how they spread, look, let me tell you something, folks. These coronavirus variants and shit do not care about your religious belief. They don't care about your your skin complexion. It does not care about the fucking culture you come from. You know what I'm saying? And and I was just reading something not too long ago, actually, before I even got on air, and this was pertaining on where exactly in China the fucking disease started. And when, obviously, it was like it wasn't just the lab, it was the meat markets, the fucking bats. The shit came from bats and the meat markets and all that other shit. It's like, come on, man. Like, people are tired of being physically distant 6 feet apart. People are tired of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? People are tired of being separated from their loved ones. You know what I mean? And it hit me hard when I heard about this shit though for the first time in 2020. Like, I couldn't even visit any of my friends. I couldn't even meet up with my sister in the city like I usually do every summer because of all these crazy ass incidents that's going on with the slashings, the fucking innocent bystanders getting pushed to the fucking railroad tracks, not only in Times Square, certain parts of Queens, certain parts of Brooklyn, and certain parts of fucking Bronx and all that other stuff. Like, it's just beyond baffling to me, man. So just be fucking mindful and not be a fucking idiot and a fucking jerk and not care about the people that you are surrounding yourself with, man. Because at the end of the day, man, like, we gotta take things one day at a time. It's not gonna happen overnight. I'm done with this shit, man. All right. All right. Now that I got that out the way, let's see. Another topic that I wanted to talk about has to do with I forget. Um, no, I forgot about that. Um, oh, here we go. Um, this next one has to do with a player. Um, hold on a second, though, man. Hold on a second. This has to do with Kendrick Perkins. All right. This is according to news.zordo.in. Okay, so they are always gonna come second to this New Orleans Saints. Kendrick Perkins, the New Orleans Pelicans should relocate. Mention Seattle and Las Vegas as possible destinations. The New Orleans Pelicans have struggled with their rebuilding process after drafting collegiate superstar Zion Williamson with the first overall selection in the 2019 draft. It looked like the first step toward the Pelicans becoming a rising team. Unfortunately, that hasn't turned out to be the case, as Williamson has played just 85 games in the span of almost 3 seasons. The team, hold on. Okay, the team continues to have some intriguing pieces to the puzzle, including Brandon Ingram and newly acquired guard CJ McCollum. But Williamson's future is still up in the air. After reports have speculated that Zion might be unhappy with the team, many are wondering if the young forward will be moved in the offseason. On Thursday, on ESPN's NBA Today, analyst Kendrick Perkins said the Pelicans' problems go deeper than just Zion, as they have struggled to generate excitement with the fan base. Perkins even suggested that the Pelicans should relocate, mentioning Seattle and Las Vegas as potential destinations. And he said, in quote, I think it's time for the Pelicans to relocate, Perkins said. I think a city like Seattle, a city like Las Vegas is more deserving of a basketball team. I played in New Orleans, and they are always going to come second to the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so the uncertain future for the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion Williamson. Um So New Orleans Pelicans forward Zion Williamson remains sidelined. It's been a tough year for the New Orleans Pelicans and their fans, as their star player has suffered a number of setbacks after off-season foot surgery. There will be plenty of questions moving forward about the direction of the Pelicans. Uh, And it's all going to start with the young superstar who has been sidelined all season. Although Perkins suggested that the Pelicans should relocate, that does seem to be a bit extreme, seeing the team's current situation. After the acquisition of CJ McMullen, the Pelicans have a number of enticing pieces to get back into contention. In the Western Conference, the team also had some intriguing draft selections um, who have shown flashes, including Herb Jones. Oh man. What kind of name is oh yeah. What kind of name is that anyway, man? And not to be confused with the fucking THC, folks. oh shit. And sharpshooting wing Trey Murphy III. Okay, Perkins overlooked the fact that Gail Benson, who owns the Saints and Pelicans, has set up a succession plan to donate the teams to the city. Plus, a significant piece of former NBA Commissioner David Stern's legacy is how the preserved the franchise in the city in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. The Hornets had a 2-year relocation to Oklahoma City, with New Orleans fans missing Chris Paul's rookie season. Perkins also didn't mention that NBA teams, while wildly popular globally, are second fiddle or worse almost everywhere to NFL teams. That would be the case in Seattle, where the Seahawks have legendary attendance. Fans will have to wait to see what is in store with the Pelicans, but it's clear that all eyes are going to be on Williamson. Okay. Okay, all right. Moving on to LaMarcus Aldridge. Nets center Andre Drummond expressed confidence that his new team can win the championship this season, as relayed by Brian Lewis of the New York Post. Drummond was one of the 3 players traded to Brooklyn on Thursday, joining teammates Ben Simmons and Seth Curry. In quote, "We have a great roster," Drummond said. "I think when everybody's healthy and able to play all together, I think we're very scary down the stretch in the playoffs. I think this team is a championship team, absolutely." Okay, Brooklyn added Simmons, Curry, and Drummond to a core that already includes Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Blake Griffin. The team has lost 10 games in a row. Oh man, however, dealing with injuries and the part-time availability of Irving. Okay. There's more from the Atlantic Division. Knicks guard RJ Barrett will miss the club's game against the Blazers on Saturday. Stephen Bondi of the New York Daily News tweets, Barrett is dealing with a sprained ankle. This will be the second straight game he's missed. Blake Murphy of Sportsnet examines the Raptors' short term and long term outlook after the trade deadline. Toronto traded for veteran forward um, Thaddeus Young this week, sending away a package headlined by Goran Dragic. The team has won 8 straight games and currently holds the number 6 spot in the Eastern Conference standings. Nets head coach Steve Nash released 2 positive injuries updates on Saturday. Brian Lewis of the New York Post relays um, via Twitter. Durant sprained MCL, has been doing on court work for roughly 1 week, while Aldridge returned from an ankle injury is days away, not weeks. All right. Okay. Okay. Moving on to now. I've been hearing about this. I've been hearing about DraftKings a lot lately since it came out. Um, Now, for those of you who may not know what DraftKings is about, I'm gonna fill you in on this shit. So here we go. So, all right. So So basically, the DraftKings New York mobile sportsbook app officially launched in the unbelievably exploding New York online sports betting market on January the 8th, 2022 at 9 a.m. The new users can get up to 1,050 bonus when they sign up here. Of course, the DraftKings Sportsbook states includes New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Connecticut, Arizona, um, Colorado, Illinois, Indianapolis, what is it, Iowa, um, Mississippi or Missouri, whatever, um, um, Tennessee, there's Virginia, of course, there's West Virginia, and then there's what is it? Damn. Yeah, I'm not sure about NH. So, how to sign up for a DraftKings sports book account and get going is a relatively simple process that ESNY will help with every step of the way. Take advantage of DraftKings Sportsbooks exclusive $50 free bet plus up to a $1,000 deposit bonus by signing up today. In addition to the standard sign up bonus, DraftKings New York is offering a Super Bowl 56 promo that would pay out 280 by betting just $5 on the winning team. Take advantage of the limited time Super Bowl 56 promos by following these steps to sign up for DraftKings New York Sportsbook. Um, Step one, complete the online registration that requires information such as name, address, email, and date of birth must be 21 years and up. Step two, deposit at least $5 into your DraftKings Sportsbook account via any number of offered deposit methods. Step three, DraftKings Sportsbook will provide a bonus on your first deposit of up to $1,000, but it requires a 25 playthrough requirement. Okay, along with FanDuel New York Sportsbook, Caesar New York Sportsbook, and Bet Rivers New York, all of which have already passed regulatory requirements. DraftKings Sportsbook entered the New York online sports gambling market on January 8th, 2022. Bet MGM New York and PointsBet New York have since joined the fray. DraftKings Sportsbook is one of 9 sports books approved to accept online bets in New York. Okay. Of course, let me see. And hold on. I'm not even gonna really read that. Anyway, so DraftKings New York Sportsbook became one of the 4 mobile sportsbook apps to launch on Saturday, January 8th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Eastern. In fact, DraftKings Sportsbook already has roots in New York as it operates a retail location at the Del Lago Resort and Casino in Waterloo, which positioned itself well for an eventual online launch. Um, for some time, we knew DraftKings would be one of 9 sports betting apps to enter the New York online sports betting market. This was on Monday, November 8th, 2021. the state made the most substantial New York online sports betting decision to date. We found which sports books would have the first chance to launch in New York. Yeah. So let me see. Let me see. So number one sportsbook is Caesars New York. It's on the App Store, Google Play. Launch date was January 8th, 2022. And as I said before, and of course I'm not even going to get into the promo code and all the other stuff. You guys can look up the promo code for yourself. So number two is DraftKings New York. Already launched. You can find it at your App Store on Google Play. It was launched January 8th, 2022. Promo code for that. So I'm not even gonna go to the ratings and stuff. So number three, FanDuel New York. App Store, Google Play. Which was also released on January 8th. Damn. Bet MGM New York. App Store, Google Play. This was released on January 17th, 2022. Number five, PointsBet New York. Another app where you can find it on Google Play, which was released January 25th, 2022. And of course, number six, Bet Rivers New York. App Store, Google Play, was released January 8th, 2022. $250 deposit match. Number seven, Win Bet New York. It's also on Google Play or any app store, and this was released February 3rd. Number eight, Bally Bet New York. App Store, Google Play. It will be released in April 2022. And last, number nine, Resorts World Sportsbook New York. App Store, Google Play. It will be announced. To be announced. Actually to be determined. So there you go right there. So the New York Gaming Commission made it official when members unanimously approved FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Bally Bet, Canby, Caesars, Win Interactive, and PointsBet as online sports betting providers. The commission also approved FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Bally Bet, Canby, Caesars, Win Interactive, PointsBet, Rush Street Interactive, and Resorts World as online sports betting operators. In our estimation, one of DraftKings Sportsbook's greatest strengths is its user-friendly betting promos that are simple to find in the app. Typically, players can locate special offers in the top scroll of the home menu. From there, it's easy to view terms and opt in. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. My therapist is hold on. My therapist made me podcast. Thank you for joining. Okay, the quick links featured located underneath the main scroll makes it convenient to navigate the betting slate by league, while the day's top action is easy to vertically toggle on the home page without much effort required. 1,050 sign-up bonus. DraftKings offers new players a $50 risk-free first bet, while both new and current players can grab a 1,000 deposit bonus. Um, the risk free the risk free bet, um, which must be used within 30 days of registration, is fairly straightforward in that a losing wager would be refunded up to $500. Hold on 1 second, folks. Okay. All right. However, the deposit bonus has some less appetizing fine print. In short, the bonus amount issued by DraftKings to users is only 20% of the total deposit. So a user would have to deposit $2,500 in order to obtain the maximum $500 bonus. Moreover, bonus money requires a 25 times play through requirement as DraftKings releases $1 for every $25 risked. This means a bettor would have to wager $12,500 in order to take advantage of the full bonus cash. Bet $1, win 150 on any NBA or NHL game. I don't even watch NHL. Um, get tremendous odds when betting on any NBA or NHL game. Simply lay down a $1 and receive the chance to win $150. Um, of course, new DraftKings New York Sportsbooks better can take advantage of the 1,050 sign-up bonus. Winning the bet means making it rain, but if your risk-free bet loses, your money returns in the form of a site credit. The money must be available and used in a sports wager that wins in order to withdraw it from your account. Um Overall, DraftKings Sportsbooks promos and bonuses are the best in the business. Where the platform really shines is its one-off promos. Whether it's March Madness, the Super Bowl, or the Masters, DraftKings Sportsbook does a tremendous job of offering the sports gambler the most intriguing options. Okay. Okay, betting app and features 5.0. User interface. Okay, here we go. Um, okay, DraftKings Sportsbook mobile app stands out from the crowd. Users will find a clean and user-friendly experience on both the website and mobile app. Organization is a key to the DraftKings Sportsbook experience, as keeping bets in proper order is essential. DraftKings Sportsbook's bet slips allow sorts gamblers to keep their wagers in one organized place. DraftKings Sportsbooks online sports gambler is available on the app store as well as Google Play. Stability and functionality. DraftKings mobile app is the most stable in the business. Both novice and diehard online sports gamblers enjoy the app's functionality and overall stability. Odds and variety 4.5. Odds. Let's take a look at the odds. Okay, the odds is DraftKings Sports Book is one of the top sports books in the U.S. market. its odds versus the competition comes out on the favorable side. DraftKings sportsbooks hold on its money lines is generally higher than the competition. While that may not jump out initially, the seasoned sports bettor understands the favorability of that notion over time. What's best about DraftKings Sportsbook is its flexibility. It's the platform that does the greatest job of offering sport or event specific promos. Betting variety. Spreads, choose the favorite or underdog and bet on the margin of victory or defeat. Money lines, pick winners outright and reap the rewards. Teasers, combine multiple bets and get more favorable spreads for each. Excuse me. Totals, choose the over under and bet on total number of points scored in a game. Props, bet on more than just winning and losing, include player performances, individual quarters, and more. Live bets, kickoff is just the beginning. Place bets throughout the game. Of course, um the list of sports is USC rules, auto racing, baseball, basketball, boxing, cricket, never heard of it, curling, cycling, um, darts, football, golf, boring game, handball, hockey, lacrosse, rugby league, rugby union, snooker. What the snooker? What the hell is that, man? Soccer, table tennis, tennis, and UFC slash double MA. Registration deposit and cash out 4.5. Registration, um, DraftKings sports book is a trusted and regulated U.S. sports book, which means your personal information is safe and secure. It's extremely easy to register, deposit, and cash out at DraftKings Sportsbook. It accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, in addition to the standard deposit methods, bank account, e-check, etc. Uh, DraftKings Sportsbook's cashing is generally worry-free for the sports bettor. Okay, um, registration. DraftKings New York bettors must be at least 21 years of age to sign up and be located within the New York State limits to place legal online sports bets. That's true. The sports book registration asks for basic personal information, including a bettor's full name, date of birth, residential address, and an email address to set up an online account. So, username, email, password, promo code optional. Confirm your eligibility, 21 years old in New York. Name, date of birth, last four digits of your social security number, home address. Deposit methods: PayPal, online transfer, credit, debit card, prepaid DraftKings card, um, Play Plus, and Casino Cage. Not sure what that is. Withdrawal methods: PayPal, check, ACH, and e-check, prepaid DraftKings card, Play Plus. Overall rating 4.75. Um, DraftKings New York's 4.75 review rating puts them right up there with the big boys, tied with FanDuel and just a smidge behind ESNY's preferred sportsbooks, Caesars New York. However, do not think one moment that DraftKings is slacking in any way. DraftKings Sportsbook is arguably the best choice for New York online sports bettors. Its app is as reliable as it gets, and its features blow most of the competition out of the water. Ooh, blows out of the water, huh? Let's do a little explosion. Both novice and diehard sports bettors enjoy amazing experiences while using DraftKings New York Sportsbook. And of course, there you go. Hold on a minute. There's more. Hold on a minute. There's more. Hang on a second. There's more to this shit too, man. Sheesh. Okay, hang on a second. Um so so the history of DraftKings. DraftKings was established in 2012 by Jason Robbins. Yes, Jason Robbins, Matthew Kalish, and Paul Lieberman, um, whom all of whom are former Vista print employees. DraftKings' first product was a one-on-one baseball competition launched to coincide with MLB opening day 2012. Much like FanDuel before it, the original mission statement was clear: become the leader in the daily fantasy while competing with FanDuel. After growing massively over the next several years, the legalization of sports betting in the United States presented an opportunity that was too good to ignore. In August 2018, DraftKings became the first sports betting app to launch in New Jersey and the entire country in a legal and online fashion. NBA partnership. DraftKings has partnered with big companies, including the NBA. In fact, both DraftKings and FanDuel have co-partners with the most powerful professional basketball league in the world. MLB partnership. DraftKings is the official sports betting partner of MLB, along with BetMGM. Other partnerships includes ESPN, 21st Century Fox, Dish Network. New York Giants partnership. DraftKings is the New York Giants official sports betting partner. Okay. Um okay. Yes, so let's see. I think hold on a second. Okay, does DraftKings Sportsbook have a mobile app? Yes, it does. DraftKings Sportsbook has its own mobile app that's available on the App Store and Google Play. This application is separate from DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports app, while the sports bettors accounts can be linked between the sportsbook and DFS. He or she will need the separate apps on your phone to use each. DraftKings Sportsbook became available in New York after the state officially launched New York online sports betting on Saturday, January 8th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Eastern. This hold on. Does does DraftKings Sportsbook New York offer parlays? Um Yes, at the physical sportsbook in New York, DraftKings does offer parlay bets. When online mobile betting goes live, the bettor should also expect to be able to place parlays, teasers, and round robins on DraftKings Sportsbook's mobile app or desktop. Does DraftKings Sportsbook have betting limits? Yes, DraftKings has betting limits that abide by state regulations and federal governments. The exact betting limit will depend on the sport in question. Does DraftKings have a physical sports book in New York? Yes, the sports gambler can find DraftKings physical sportsbook at the Del Lago Resort Casino at 1133 New York dash 414 Waterloo, New York 13165. Can money be transferred from DraftKings DFS and sportsbooks accounts? Yes, the bettor can transfer winnings between the two accounts, although he or she cannot deposit straight into DFS and then transfer it to your sportsbook. This is to avoid players from taking advantage of certain deposits and promotional bonuses. Uh, part of the New York Part of the New York sports betting appeals revolves around the wide variety of professional sports teams that play in the area. There are multiple teams that play within major professional sports league in the New York and New Jersey metropolitan area. Of course, this includes excuse me. Okay, so this includes the New York Giants, New York Jets, New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, New York Yankees, and my favorite team in Queens, New York, which is in Flushing, Queens, New York Mets, New York Rangers, New York Islanders, New Jersey Devils, New York Liberty, New York City FC, New York New York Red Bulls, Buffalo Bills, and Buffalo Sabres. Hmm. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, man. You know what I mean? Hold on. They do have a social media, man. You can follow DraftKings on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, um, what is it, LinkedIn, and I'm not sure about the rest, but there you go, right there, though, man. So you got more than welcome to actually download the DraftKings New York Sports app. All right, so there you go. Um, Now hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. Let me see how much time I have on here. All right. So we got trade rumors. Russell Westbrook. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. Um. So the 26 to 30 Los Angeles Lakers have gone 5-11 in their last 16 games and currently hold down ninth place in the Western Conference. Their season is in a tailspin, and a move could be on the horizon with the 3 p.m. Eastern trade deadline approaching Thursday. Um, Hold on. However, it appears very unlikely that any transaction will involve sending point guard Russell Westbrook out of town, per ESPN's Adrian um, Woj Adrian Wojnarowski. It is very unlikely, Wojnarowski said on NBA Today when studio host Malika Andrews asked about the Lakers' current mindset in regards to trading Westbrook with the deadline nearing. And I am told they are not engaged on the Russell Westbrook front. Westbrook has struggled in his first season with the Lakers. His 100, no, his 15.1 player efficiency rating is the worst mark of his 14-year career per basketball reference. Oh my gosh. Westbrook can become a free agent after the season, but he has a 47,063,478 dollars player option for 2022 to 2023. Ultimately, his contract terms make dealing Westbrook anywhere difficult. The Lakers landed last Westbrook, a 9-time All-Star who also won the 2016-2017 NBA MVP award in a blockbuster trade with the Washington Wizards last off-season. He was supposed to form a new big three with LeBron James and Anthony Davis as LA looked to return to the NBA Finals after winning it all in 2020, but failing to advance past the first round in 2021. That hasn't happened. James is playing at an MVP level, but has been sidelined with injuries. Davis has also been out on occasion. Together, the team's top three stars have started just 18 of a possible 56 games. The trio has gone 10 to 8 together. Westbrook's shot has been off all year, and turnovers have been an issue as well. Still, Westbrook has proven to be a far better player than he's shown this season. And the fact that he's been unable to form much chemistry with James and Davis has clearly hindered the team's progress. Um, at this juncture, the Lakers appear to be riding it out with the trio and hoping for better results. It's possible LA makes some cosmetic changes to the veteran laden roster around the group, but Westbrook appears to have a home in LA through the end of the season. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if there's any more stories I need to talk about. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Just give me one moment, folks. Um yeah. Oh, actually, let's talk about this TV show. Um okay. So there's this TV show called Winning Time. So, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty is an upcoming American sports drama television series created by Max Borenstein and Jim Hecht for HBO. Based on the book Showtime Magic Kareem Riley and the Los Angeles Lakers Dynasty of the 1980s by, excuse me, Jeff Pearlman. It is set to be directed by Adam McKay and features an ensemble cast led by John C. Riley and Jason Clark. The series is set to premiere on the 6th of March 2022. And the cast goes like this: John C. O'Reilly, Solomon Hughes, Jason Clark, Devon Nixon, Sally Field, Hadley Robinson, Gabby Hoffman, Adrian Brody, Jason Siegel, Tamara Tom, Toma, Tomakali, Rob Morgan, and Quincy Isaiah. Okay, so that's pretty much what this is. I'm not sure exactly. And of course, it will premiere alongside the title announcement in December 2021. HBO announced the series would debut in March 2022. Yeah, with the premiere date subsequently set for Sunday, March 6th. So it came out last December. So they're already done with the first season. They already got a second season already. So that's pretty awesome right there though, man. Congratulations on the renewal of Winning Time. Okay, last but not least, man. Um, last but not least, um, in regards to Seth Curry. Um, all right, closing in on a return after an 8-month loop hiatus. All eyes are on the Nets' newcomer Ben Simmons, one of the most polarizing sports figures in recent memory. The three-time All-Star and former Rookie of the Year has been subject to harsh criticism for the way he handled his Sixers departure, with um, many accusing Simmons of quitting on the team that drafted him first overall in 2016. Critics of Simmons have questioned everything from his commitment to his mental toughness, circuiting in last year's Eastern Conference semifinals, which Philadelphia would ultimately lose to Atlanta. The Simmons saga has sparked much debate over athletes and mental health. Some would argue Simmons deserves sympathy for what is clearly a mental block of sorts, which is the same mental block that Simone Biles was going through months ago. Um. Okay. Let me see. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Mental block of sorts imploding on the NBA's biggest stage, then having to revisit his failures every day on first take. Others see an immature 25-year-old unwilling to make the sacrifices unnecessary to become an all-time great. He's fucking human, folks. Like, come on, give this guy a break. The truth, as it often does, likely lies somewhere in between, with fans and media ganging up on Simmons, exas- exasperating, exacerbating on what was already a delicate ecosystem surrounding a coddled player in need of constant praise. There are plenty of bad feelings to go around, with Danny Green and Joel Embiid both venting about their past experiences with Simmons, though Seth Curry doesn't think his Nets teammate has anything to apologize for. He doesn't need to apologize to anybody, said Curry, who, along with Simmons and Andre Drummond, was traded to Brooklyn earlier this month in a blockbuster deal, sending James Harden to Philadelphia. When he's on the court, I know he's going to do his job and he's going to do what he does. So I understand the business. He was doing what he felt was best for himself, business wise and professional wise. Um, the date everyone has marked on their calendar is March 10th, which is when Simmons returns to Philadelphia, assuming the 6'11" Australian is healthy enough to play. Even for nosebleed seats, fans are looking at $200 just to get in the door at Wells Fargo. $200? Really? Simmons is going to get an absolute earful from fans. Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be very tough, man. That's gonna be very tough on this guy, man. Like, this is crazy. Like, yeah, this is gonna be mad difficult on the guy. Like, this is like, come on, man. Like, Yeah. Though Curry would argue that level of vitriol isn't warranted. I went to battle with him last year. Curry expressed to ESPN's Nick Frito ahead of Thursday's game against Boston. It looks like he's in a better place mentally than I saw him earlier in the year. I'm looking forward to getting him back on the court and doing what we got to do. Um, Curry acknowledged the tension that existed between Simmons and other members of the Sixers organization. Um, Embiid in particular, but dismissed the narrative put forth by Warriors all day Drummond Green, a longtime teammate of Curry's older brother Steven, who claims Curry and Simmons had a falling out. I don't know what Drummond meant by that. Said Curry, the relationship was fine. He just wasn't around, so we didn't see him a lot. Okay, look, as long as he's happy and he's with the Brooklyn Nets right now, so you know what I'm saying. I mean, hold on, man. I think look, look, man. Clearly he had a mental health issue. That's understandable, but the fans in Philadelphia who thought that he quit on the 76ers, I don't think that was the case, man. He wanted to leave the 76ers to a different team, a different change of scenery. Like, what's wrong with that? That's the problem with so-called fans, though, man. If you know that a certain NBA player or a certain athlete is not happy about whatever atmosphere or environment um whatsoever or whatever he's going through or whatever, um like you really need to check yourself, man, seriously, because you know as I always say at every show that mental health really matters, and you can't really sugarcoat that shit, man, of what Steph Curry was going through. You can't sugarcoat that, man. So that's why I actually, some people are not gonna like him as a Brooklyn Net, but so fucking what, man? He's fucking human. He's fucking human, man. Like, get this guy a break, man. Like, seriously, man. Y'all always want to be upset about every fucking thing, but to understand a human being and what a person's going through mentally and shit like that, that's what's important. Not because it's the stupid jeering from the people in the Philadelphia stands and shit and nosebleeds. Like, come on, man. Like, cut it out, man. Seriously. He's fucking human. Let him be human. Let him do what he does best. Period. And that's gonna do it for episode 16. You like what you heard in today's episode or any previous episodes whatsoever, be sure to catch up on the previous episodes that's already posted. I already posted episode 15 already, and I already posed a question on the Instagram page, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast Show page. And the previous episode was about what do you think about the name change to the Washington team from the Redskins to the Washington Commanders? All right, I want y'all to go answer that question on Instagram, and I already posed the question in the Spotify sphere, and of course Anchor as well. So make sure, for the listeners out there, make sure you answer that question in regards to the name change to the Washington Commanders. And what do you think about the name? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Let me know in the comments on Instagram and on Spotify and Anchor. All right. And I will read your comments on the next time I go on the air. All right. So, boom. All right. So, once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can on whatever amount of money you decide to donate to my Cash App, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. And like I said, it's not about breaking the bank. It's about doing the best you can on whatever amount of money you are comfortable donating will be appreciated. All right. So there you go, right there. So, um, so listen. Let me get to. I want to get to this segment right here. Hang on a second here. Let me just cue up the chimes. Hold on a second. Okay. We got to get to this segment right here, and this is called the podcast free game mechanisms. And you guys know what this is, man. This is the opportunity for me to help you guys. For those of you who are interested in making a podcast, like I'm doing right now with 3 podcast shows underneath my belt, don't worry, I got your back. Now, there's some key important equipment that you need to start a podcast, which I will fill you guys in. Now, the first thing you need is headphones. The second thing you need is a microphone. Now, it doesn't have to be anything too expensive, folks. It could be something very simple. It could be a Yeti microphone. It could be an Alvoxcon A800 microphone that I'm using, which, by the way, you can find microphones, especially this one, in Target. You can find microphones in Best Buy. You could try Amazon. You could try Walmart as well. So yeah. And of course, this is where I segue into StreamYard. All right. Now, StreamYard is a software that I use to connect my YouTube channels. To connect my YouTube channels, actually. Hold on. Yeah, to connect my YouTube channels when I'm doing my live stream recordings of the podcast episodes on a weekly basis. It also allows you the creation tools of creating banners, like you see on the YouTube screen, the name of the name of the podcast, and the social media handles where people could follow the show, which is very important to me. And of course, you could create your own brand on here too. Also, you get to set up your account for StreamYard. You get add your email address or your podcast email address on there too. Once you type in the email address, you're going to click get login code. After you do that, you go to your email address, and the people from StreamYard are going to send you an email with 6 numbers. And the 6 numbers is the login code. You type in those 6 numbers, and you should be good to go on how to set up your live stream schedule on any days of the week. And also, you get to send invite links to people, especially the people with email addresses, phone numbers, and of course the Instagram handles. You know what I'm saying? Um Also you could use Twitch. You could also use Facebook. I don't use LinkedIn. That's the only app I don't use actually. You know what I'm saying? Um and and if I see you coming to the StreamYard studio and I see a little square that has your face on there, I will add you to the live stream chat. So therefore you can actually chat with me in terms of the topics, in terms of how you feel about the topics and stuff like that though, man. That's where we get our conversation on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about StreamYard, man. It got better sound quality compared to Zoom. You know what I mean? And I feel like this has been um a great, excellent tool to have creators like myself who is a podcast host and a content creator for YouTube and of course other various places, especially your Instagram live right here. Um and also I'm able to expand, you know what I mean? I expanded to so many stream platforms, and that's why I have so many listens. That's why it's important to actually make sure you be careful who you network with, because you need to make sure that there's basically snakes, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there you have it right there, though, man. And now that was your podcast free game mechanism segment. And our last segment is going to be, hang on a second. We're gonna go into a little segment that I like to call stream. Hold on a second. Stream choices on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, man. Hold on. Yes, stream choices on the go. And you guys know what this is, man. You can also follow me on 17 Live at G Money Queens, New York. All right. That's 17 Live G Money Stacks, Queens, New York. So I just want to get that out the way. You can follow the show Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast on Instagram alongside with my other shows, which is Meticulous Vibes Podcast Review Show. And my number one show, Off the Meat Rack Chains New York Podcast, is also on Facebook and Instagram as well. And you can follow me on the gram as well, which is G Money Stacks 555 Queens, New York. And make sure you turn your notifications, man, so you can be able to tune into the live stream. Make sure you stop by, say hi, say something, man. You know what I'm saying? And comment on what you feel about the topics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um and yeah, there you have it right there though, man. And let's get to the stream platforms on the go where you can listen to the sports episode podcast, which is Anchor, Audible, Audacity, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podorama, Podopolo, Podcast Addict, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Podbean, Reason FM, Spotify. Don't forget to give Don't forget to give a 5-star rating to Podchaser. Podfriend, and Spotify. We're on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts. And don't forget to listen to Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. And last but not least, the YouTube. What are you waiting for? You go on the YouTube right here. Grab the subscribe button. Make sure you tap the noti bell so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air live via live stream. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and what you think about the episodes and the topics, how you feel about it. And don't forget to answer the question from episode 15 in regards to the name change from the Washington football team to the Washington Commanders. How do you feel about it? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Also, make sure you share the videos, share the episodes, download your favorite episodes, tell a friend to another friend, and make sure you share the podcast along with the audio streaming platforms with the link that says Linktree / Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast to every single homeboy, every single homegirl. Tell it to everybody. Tell it to the women. Tell it to the men. Tell it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So boom, there you have it. There you have it right there, though, man. Hey, yo, listen. I appreciate every single one of you who tuned into episode 16. And I truly appreciate you for taking the time to actually, hop into the Instagram live feed of the podcast show page on the gram. And of course, I'd like to say something in regards to what I said earlier in regards to, the intimidation of, women not listening to your podcast show. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That shit's gonna take time. It takes time and it's a process, okay? If it takes months and if it takes years for you to progress on your podcast journey, including my homeboy B Live, make sure you go listen to his podcast, the In the Loop NYC podcast on Spotify and whatever you get your podcast whatsoever. And if anybody has any questions or who sent you, you tell them G Money Stacks from Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast and other podcast shows sent you. All right. And this is also related to podcasters who are interested into creating one. Don't worry about the analytics and don't worry about the amount of women and the amount of men that are listening. It's gonna come. All right. Believe me. I went through that shit too. And believe me, it's not easy at first, but it's all about giving something a try. Because the important thing is for you to follow your goals and dreams. You don't gotta worry about being under a label. You don't gotta worry about being pigeonholed into not being able to say what you want or whatever. And I was thinking a couple of days ago, what's the point of monetizing a podcast if they're gonna pigeonhole you through censorship? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing I was kind of worried about. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to really know, and sometimes you got to pick your potions, you got to pick your poisons, you got to pick your fights and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, There you go, man. So yeah, make sure you reach out to your loved ones, especially your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, and of course your friends. Make sure they are okay mentally, physically, and spiritually. And also make sure you tune in every Sunday on the Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast Sports Edition show. And the audio episodes will be dropped on Thursdays. So you know what I mean. So, and the schedule for Meticulous Vibes podcast is still going to stand, which is 6 o'clock on Mondays, Tuesdays. 9 o'clock will be on Thursdays, and Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast will be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the days will be dropped. Wednesdays, Thursdays at 6, and Saturdays at 10 p.m. So boom, there you go. All right, there you go. So, now I should explain the Z in the title of my number one show. The Z is pronounced as an S. All right, it's pronounced as an S. And the reason why I put a Z instead of an S is because I'm a hip hop fanatic. You know what I mean? I wanted to actually actually jazz it up a bit of the name of a podcast that nobody has ever heard before. So you know what I'm saying. So you know, as a New Yorker, I've been exposed to um New York catchphrases and stuff like that, which I'm not going to get into too much detail about this, but for now, I thank you for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. Make sure you have your water and soap, your hand sanitizer. Make sure you have your bottled water, Gatorade, so you can have your electrolytes, so you can have some energy and strength. And also, keep yourself warm. Keep yourself warm. You know what I mean? With some warm, hot cup of tea with some honey, with some lime or lemon, some ginger. That helps the throat. And another option is some hot chocolate milk. So you can, so if you have any marshmallows, you're welcome to add that to the drink. All right. That's the installation of inspiration, folks. All right. I hope you guys learned everything in today's episode. I'll see you guys next Sunday, same time, same place, same man cave bat channel. All right. Peace and one love. See you guys next time. Have yourself a good night.